Hey everybody, today we're talking about medical and how important it can be. But I want to start off with something that is more important than carrying anything, and that is training. So if you go out and buy a kit that's a couple $100s or whatnot, and you don't know how to use anything in it, then it's worthless because you're gonna use something when you should have used something else, and you're gonna miscalculate, and your person you're treating, maybe it's yourself, you die if you don't do things properly. So there are many classes out there. There's CPR classes, there's stop the bleed classes. There are many classes out there that if you don't have any medical background, you should take class to elevate your skill level to be able to carry a kit like this and know how to use everything in the kit. Because if you have something and don't know how to use it, you could do more damage than good, and that could cost somebody their life. So I am a nurse anesthetist. I am an airway expert. I have 20 years of medical experience. I've been working in the hospital for 20 years. I graduated from nursing school in 2008. So I've worked in level 1 trauma ICUs and currently work in the operating room, and level 2 trauma is coming to us soon. So that'll be interesting. Definitely. I mean, from an anesthesia standpoint, we don't kind of do the first responder stuff. We manage the airway, manage the hemodynamics, but enough rambling. This is going to be a product review, high-speed gear Reflex IFAK kit, and I'm going to go over how I have it laid out, but I just wanted to go over that at the beginning. If you don't have the knowledge base, get it, because having something and not knowing how to use it, really bad. So, Reflex IFAK kit. I got it straight from High Speed Gear. Cost $100. It's a 2-piece kit. When you buy it that way, you can buy just the shell or just the roll, and then it's less. It attaches to my belt with MOLLE. In the back, I have there's kind of a slot where you could slide a belt through. I have it attached with MOLLE, and with that, I can slide a pair of trauma shears into that slot that a belt could go through, and it keeps the scissors in there pretty good. Trauma shears, if you need to get clothing off of somebody to access a wound, then trauma shears are the best thing around. You don't want to use a knife because you can potentially cut somebody, but having trauma shears, getting access to the wound, seeing what you're working with is very important. On the front of the kit here, there are 4 kind of pen loops. You could put a chem light in here, a marker. You could put needle decompression kits, which is like a thick needle for a tension pneumothorax, but that on a level of like Band-Aids to treating a tension pneumothorax, that's way up there. So definitely want to make sure you have the proper training if you are going to carry that. On the bottom are some bungees that if you don't have it very full, you can cinch it down so it is pretty snug in there. Mine is pretty snug the way I have it, and there we go. There are handles on each side where you can pull it from the left or you can pull it from the right, and this is my left hand because I am left-handed, so I have stuff oriented. Actually, the tourniquet's backwards right now because this is like take 10, but you want to have stuff oriented to your dominant hand, and you also want to be able to have access should your dominant hand go down in an accident. So on the top is the tourniquet, and what kind of prompted this whole video was I was on the Patriot Games Instagram page, and they had an excerpt from the Pujitsu, which is Anthony DeSaro's podcast, and he said for the Patriot Games you're gonna have to have a tourniquet, and yes, you're gonna have to put it on either you or somebody else. So I was watching a video this morning of somebody's truck EDC, and they had a medical kit that was attached to like a headrest in the back, and the tourniquet was still in the plastic. Now, I don't know if this person has, well, they said they didn't have medical, but does that person really know how to use a tourniquet, or they just have it? So using your stuff, practicing with it is very important. So tourniquets come in 3 colors: black, orange for visibility, and then blue. Blue is usually a trainer one. I've been meaning to get a blue one so that I can train with, but the black one is sufficient enough. So, you know, knowing when to or how to put it on is very important. We use tourniquets in the operating room all the time, but that's a very controlled environment. So you put it on, and the idea is to stop bleeding. You get it on there and then you tighten it down, and you should not have a pulse. So I have a pulse here, and I would need to, if it didn't stop bleeding, I would need to tighten it down one more, and then my pulse went away. So, and then you would write the time when it applied, because you don't want the tourniquet on forever, because that will potentially cut off permanent circulation to your arm. So, gotta know how to use your stuff. Next. So like I said, handles on both sides. You can pull it out either way, and we will put this aside. So this is the shell. And it's pretty nice, pretty heavy duty stuff. Here's the roll. What I like about this is it's got two spots here, and these are a little pouch, and I'll show you on the inside, but you can put gloves in there so you can access the gloves before you do anything with a patient, with the victim. And that's really good because you can keep your stuff clean, whatnot. You can protect yourself from somebody else. Two bungees that go around, and then this just falls. Let's do that again. And then this just falls open. It still did that. And then this is a Velcro retainer, whatever you want to call it. But this in here, I have a Israeli bandage, and like I said, I modeled this after my trauma kit, my truck trauma kit. And you have to know when to use certain things. You have to know when to use a tourniquet. You have to know when to use an Israeli bandage, which is like gauze with an ace wrap in it. So you put it on and then compress it, and it's when you don't have like a major bleed. Also have chest seals. So this is a twin pack, because if something goes in, it sometimes comes out, and then you have two holes, an entry and an exit. Now this tells you how to use it, but the basic principle behind a chest seal, and we had to use these with chest tubes in the ICU and whatnot. If the chest tube came out, you put a three-sided dressing on, and that's essentially what this is. So when you take a deep breath in, your lungs increase in volume, but air, if you have a hole, will suck in. So when you take a deep breath in and you have a chest seal on, the chest seal will press against that hole and no air will get in through there. And when you exhale, the air will come out because it's three-sided. But then when you suck back in, it immediately seals it up. So you don't get any air in your pleura, in your thoracic cavity, outside of your lung, because you want the air to go in your lungs, not around your lungs. So chest seal, it's a two-pack, and this is a large size. Also along here, I've got some S-rolled gauze. This is compressed gauze, and in each roll is 4 inches by 4 yards, so it's 12 feet. And these are so cheap and small that there's really no reason not to have a couple of these in here when you don't need an Israeli bandage, when you don't need combat gauze, which is impregnated with a hemostatic agent, which hemostatic means stopping bleeding. This is X-ray detectable, so if you do use this and somebody goes to the hospital and whatnot, and they do an X-ray, they do a CT or whatever, they will see this up on the X-ray. So this is combat gauze, and then 2 of these compressed gauze. One of the things that's often forgotten is in the March algorithm is H, and that's hypothermia, and that's a blanket. So you want to have a foil survival blanket, something that will keep a person warm. If you ever in a trauma OR, it is normally kept at around 80 degrees because when patients get cold, their blood congeals and it can clot. It thickens and it can clot, and clots are very bad. So you always want your patient to be warm. Even if it's 70 degrees, your body temperature is 98.6. That's a 20-degree difference, and you can lose a lot of body heat. So you want to keep your patients warm. So, and then in here, you can add your gloves up here and then put them out the side. I have 2 pair each way ready to go. Like I said, that folds open. You've got 2 more spots. You could put needle decompressions, chem lights, whatever you want to put, that'll fit in here. And you could fit a decent amount in here. I could probably fit more, but like I said, I don't want to. This is enough stuff that I can treat something for me while I'm at an event, competition, where there are other people around. That's going to do it. If you are interested in any medical supplies, check out Dark Angel Medical. They are a new affiliate of mine. There will be a link down in the description. They have kits that are pre-made. You can buy individual components like such. Prices are pretty much the same all around. It just kind of depends on what's in stock. There's supply chain issues right now, and whatever you can find, just buy it. Assemble your own kit, buy a kit. It's up to you. Dark Angel Medical, check out the link down below. That's going to do it for this one. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And check out my other affiliate links, and we'll see you in the next video.